struggling to stay focused? Would you like some goal setting help today on our Tuesday training? If you are feeling possibly overwhelmed by the sheer number of goals you want to achieve, I have a solution. We have a simple exercise we're going to do together. So whether you're unsure of where to start or you don't know how to focus your efforts, you're not alone. Many of us struggle with turning our ambitions into actionable plans. Is this you? Now, if you are here live, please give me a live, an exclamation mark live should trigger some magic, but I can't promise. But Erica, Robin, try an exclamation mark in the front. We'll see if Facebook magic does its work. But I want to share with you guys a simple goal setting exercise and put this part of my sweater away. This is going to be actionable. This is going to build on the summit, if you got to catch it yesterday, the all-day summit that you got to learn social selling strategies. Hopefully you were inspired, but you also started to get into action. And now you're trying to put things into place. You've got a lot of ideas, a lot of ambition, and you've only got so much time. Is that you? So we are streaming into multiple places. I'm so excited to be back on StreamYard. I'm not sure about you guys, but often we get so sidetracked doing so many things. And I used to show up consistently on StreamYard over on YouTube. So shout out to you if you're seeing this on YouTube, over on LinkedIn if you're seeing it there, and then on my business page in the variety of groups. So I'm curious, where did you find this video? If you're finding it on Facebook, it is somehow still connected back to my business page. If you happen to be on YouTube or LinkedIn, please let me know if you're able to comment. Now, my name is Kathy Callahan, and today we get to cut through the noise and give you a simple, effective exercise to kickstart your goal-setting journey. I'm not here today to over-teach you. I'm here to give you an action step and give you time to do it right here on this video. Does that sound good? So Erica's here, Robin's here. If you are seeing this on replay, give me a replay viewer so we know who caught this. And Erica, while you're here, will you give me an okay if everything's okay? I'm in my bathroom today. I did not make it all the way upstairs in time to start, so I'm like, we'll just do it from the bathroom and we'll blur the background. So if it's a little echoey, let me know. Okay, so I want you guys to focus on goal setting, turning all these like ideas into actions and breaking down actions into little things that we can go do without being overwhelmed. But before we do that, I also want to introduce you guys to an incredible opportunity if you missed it. My VIP club is where we're going to be diving deep in the month of December into goal setting, marketing strategies, and sales psychology to help you achieve your goals. So if you're not yet a VIP club member, would you reply below? It is a very low cost membership. You can stay as long as you want, and we will talk more about that at the end, a special that's going on. Okay, so first, let's get clear. In VIP Club, we're going to dive into this with more depth, but for the sake of our free Tuesday training today, let's get clear on what a SMART goal is. I'm going to pop something up on your screen. So for those of you who are note takers, if I go through this quickly, you can screenshot this if that is helpful. With that being said, if you are watching this on Facebook, you can share this video because it's actually a public video that I dropped into our groups. So if you found it through one of the groups, it's technically a public video. I'm doing that so you guys can start to share the links a little bit more. You can share them into your stories. You can tag your friends because this is actually a public video. So go ahead, and if you know somebody who needs help in their business, maybe they are getting sidetracked. You know those people that are like, I can do it all. Jack of all trades, master of none. With goal setting, we're going to dive in with more depth in VIP Club, but for the sake of today's training, let's focus first on what a SMART goal is. Then we'll identify which of your goals would make the biggest impact if you achieved it in the next 24 hours, next 24 days. Then we'll break the goal down into actionable tasks. And finally, we'll map out a plan for December to pursue these goals with focus and purpose. Does that sound good? If that sounds good, give me a yes in the comments below. Now, if you happen to be watching this later in time, edit the month. We're in December right now. It is December 3rd. We do not want to be closing December 31st at the end of the month scrambling. Have you ever been there? For those of you that don't know my history, as I said, my name is Kathy Callahan, and I was in network marketing for 17 years. I remember after actively working my business, I inherited the family home care agency, stepped out of a top 2% level, VP level. I quit teaching, doing network marketing, and moved into home care. And in 2019, decided to come back after a December 31st kind of rush where my upline, so still signed up, said, you're really close to the next level. And I said, I'm not even trying. And she's like, okay, like we can make this happen. And I was like, okay. And I remember being in the bathtub on December 31st, trying to find X amount of sales. And I got X amount of sales. I went to put in the X amount of sales and the darn vitamin pack was out of stock. Okay, perfect. So hi, Layla. So we don't want to be like that. You've had those stories. Has this ever happened to you where you're like, dang it, I knew on December 3rd. It didn't work like that. In that case, I didn't know. I wasn't planning. And then I decided to get on purpose. So let's do a brain jumping exercise. Give me a jump in the comments. If you're like me, jumping right now might seem like a bit of a struggle. Those of you who got to be part of our Social Selling Summit on December 2nd, Cyber Monday, you learned a lot. You might be physically tired. You might be energetically tired. You might be mentally tired. But we're going to simplify with today's training. Again, let's get everybody over here who was at Summit, who wasn't at Summit, who's overloaded with information, because this exercise is going to make a huge difference to help you take all the information, all the ideas, and simplify. So you need to get out a piece of paper. I will wait for you. I will give you 30 seconds. Go grab a piece of paper. Run over to your desk or get out your notes. You know, if you want to use your phone, that's fine. Get your phone out, and we are going to do a quick 2-minute exercise together, okay? You're going to write something down without overthinking, without over-filtering. So don't stress on any preparation. We're going to set aside 2 minutes. We're going to do this exercise together. I'm going to explain what to do, but give me an I'm ready or a thumbs up or tap the heart button, something, if you are ready with either a pen and a paper or your notes on your phone open. I personally am going to do my notes because, once again, I joined you from the bathroom today. By the way, guys, while we're waiting for you to get pen or paper, did anybody come last night, all day yesterday, to the summit and hear from our 8 speakers? Marina Simone closed us out last night. We did have to set that up as a new live after going live for 8 hours. So the full 8 hours up until 6 p.m. Central was all together on one live on this business page right now. And then we did another hour with Marina on this business page right now if you're in Facebook. Now, if you're on YouTube land, you got to get over to my Facebook. That's the only place it is at this current moment, unless you registered. Okay, if y'all registered, we did upload the summit recordings last night to your dashboard. If you don't have any of those details and you want to go catch up on that, we still have that all access pass where you're going to get that new course, the workbook, so that you can have all of that. Okay, so go ahead and drop me a comment below if you need any of that information. You need the replays, which will only be up till tomorrow night unless you bought the pass. If you need the pass, okay, I just want to thank you guys for coming. It was incredible. All right, you got your paper? You got your pen? Samantha Wolf in the house. Woo woo! What did you sew, Robin? What did you sew? Tell me. Okay, Erica's ready. Here we go. I'm going to get out my notes pad. Now, when we do this, you guys, I don't want to lose people on the live, but I will tell you, we're going to go quiet for 2 minutes, and I will play sound. So we're going to be focusing today on SMART goals. We will dive in more to that in VIP Club. To let you know what they are, it's on your screen. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And we're going to come back to that after the exercise. So here's your exercise. For 2 minutes, we are going to, and I'll tell you when it starts, so don't stress out. I want you to write down every goal, big or small, that comes to mind. Now, here's the rule. There's no filtering. Just let your brain jump from idea to idea. Okay, I'll say it again. I'll pop it on your screen, and then we're going to play some music and be quiet for 2 minutes. You are going to write down every goal that comes to your mind, big or small. No filtering. Don't second guess it. Don't tell your brain, like, just listen. Whatever it says, write it down. Are you guys ready? Okay, 2 minutes, and I'm going to turn on the music, and I'm going to go muted for 2 minutes. Here we go. Okay, start wrapping up. If you just joined us, welcome. If you did it, type in the comments, I did it. And let's go to the next step. Now, if you are catching this on replay, give us a replay. We're curious who catches us, also where you're catching it at. If you're live and you haven't said anything, please say live. Okay, so now you've got a snapshot of everything you're dreaming about. I'm curious, did you do personal goals, business goals? Did you even think before you did the exercise? Or did you kind of naturally just start doing business goals since we're inside Social Sales School Facebook group and talking about business? Curious. I ended up doing a mix. So I started off, if you want to share anything you brain dumped in the brain jumping exercise, you can write it down. I started off by talking about business goals with the VIP club, which we're going to talk about again at the end, but I've already shared with you guys. If you are not yet there, we are diving into goal setting this month. This is where we deep dive into goal setting in December. We'll talk about what else is in there. We're going to do marketing strategies, sales psychology as well. So part of my goals had VIP club, virtual parties made simple, another summit, and then my brain started jumping around because it was a brain jumping exercise. Hi, Kanethra. We just did a 2-minute exercise. You can stop and pause and do it, or you can listen and catch up. My brain then went to personal goals with weight loss, stopping DoorDash, going to bed earlier. And then it jumped back to business. I had my sister in town. So what was on your sheet? What was on your brain dump during the brain jumping exercise below? Go ahead and share with us if you'd like to. I went to a podcast that I was supposed to start a couple years ago and never did. And then we're going to now, and it went on and on and on and on. Okay. So now let's move on. If you did it, just like Samantha said, give me an I did it. Perfect. Awesome. Thumbs up. My 9-year-old doesn't talk. He does talk. Believe me, he talks a lot. But if he doesn't want to talk to you, he's like, we're like, good. All right, so now that you've got a snapshot of everything you're dreaming about, if you want to go back to that brain jumping exercise, you want to dump out all the ideas, do it for longer than 2 minutes, but for the sake of this video, let's go into the next step. Let's talk about 7 steps that can help you go from this big list of ideas and ambitions, and maybe they are goals. We'll talk in VIP Club, guys, if they're actually SMART goals. Okay, we'll talk more in depth there. We'll do a mini lesson on that after this part. But let's talk about 7 steps to turning these dreams, these ideas, possibly even these wishes into reality. Now, I want step 1, you guys, to decide what you really want. This is kind of a tough one, and we do got to stay under 30 minutes today. So I want you guys to look at that list and ask yourself, step 1, do I really want that? Do I really want that? Okay. This might be a little bit of a gut punch, but I'm curious if you feel what I'm going to say here. There are things on my list, 2 of them. I don't really want them. Someone else wants them for me. Okay? I don't really want them. If I got to speak honestly, like, I could go after it. I know kind of what to do. I would have some big decisions to make. But if I was honest with myself, I don't really think I want that thing. So for the sake of the free Tuesday training, let's stop with the depth of that there. But ask yourself, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Do you really want that? If not, just X that out because you had other stuff on your paper. Step number 2. Okay, write it down because goals in your head do not count. It is not a goal because you're thinking about it. I will not say more on that now. We'll dive more in VIP Club, but do you feel what I'm saying? Thinking about it, listen. Step 3, we're going to put a deadline to it. Because a goal without a deadline or a timeline is just a wish. This will align with SMART goals. This is why we're diving into this all month long in VIP Club. VIP Club, guys, is off of social. It is a private community. We'll talk more about it if you're not there. If you are a VIP, let me hear from you. Okay, step 4. This one's actually kind of fun. I find freedom in step 4. I want you guys to write down any potential obstacles, okay? So step 4 says, list the obstacles that you know might hold you back from achieving this goal. Again, if this feels fast, this is just something that you can start to do. If the 2-minute exercise got you like just thinking and moving and you need to go back through these 7 steps, you can absolutely do that at another time. Step 4 will be list your obstacles. Know what might hold you back. If I look at some of these things here, some of what's going to hold me back is some of this I can't do by myself. So I need to have a conversation with someone else about making this happen. Or I choose not to do it by myself. Some of it, there's not a whole lot of obstacles. Some of it, there's a big learning curve. Some of it's financial, okay? So potentially, also one of them that has to do with some of my personal goals, I think what might be holding me back potentially is really like, do I actually care about that? So it kind of ties back into 1. So an obstacle for me in some regard might be like, am I really sure? So it might tie back to 1. If I'm sure I want that, an obstacle might be for me to get clarity on why I want it and then logistically how to make it happen, because some of it is personal. Okay, step 5, I want you guys to identify, and this is fun, the key people, the key skills, or the tools you need to succeed. So refer back to step 4. How are you guys doing? You may not be implementing these whole 7 steps on free training today. You might go back through it. You might be in VIP Club digging with me in depth and doing this more. But how are you doing on this so far? Give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, give me something. Once you've kind of identified, yes, it matters, I know what I'm going after, I can kind of put out a timeline, and I can see my obstacles, then you can face those obstacles. And you can be like, okay, so there's a barrier in the road. I have to go around it, or I have to go over it, or I have to go under it, or I have to go through it. What people, what skills, what tools might you need to succeed? And that's a big part of what I start to do, and I was already starting to do with you. When I start to see the obstacles, I go, oh, an obstacle is I can't do this alone. A solution then in step 5 is find people to do it with me. Next, we got 2 more steps. Write down, Step 6 is to make an action plan. Now this is fun. If you have decided the goal matters, whichever one you're going to focus on, and I'll help you at the end if you haven't decided which one to focus on. If you decided this matters, it matters to me. It's important to me. It's not someone else's projection or someone else's like, oh, you have so much potential, which is their like, if I were you, this is what I would do. Who cares? Here's what I want, right? If you've gotten through that and now you say, okay, this matters. I'm going to put together a timeline. I'm going to start to look at the obstacles. I'm going to write it down, right? And I'm going to commit to it. Then the next thing we can do is we can make an action plan. And this is where we go from like a goal and idea on a piece of paper to actually what we need to do. So imagine one of my goals a few months ago was to start feeling physically better. I thought that meant losing weight. I got on the scale today, I'm 166. I started this thing at like 160. I'm like, what is going on? And that's a very high weight for me. I'm 5'1.5" apparently now. And typically I'm like 140 is a high weight. So in the last 2 years, I'm like, I thought I was going after one thing. Put together an action plan that included fitness, that included blood work, that included taking actions to go to the gym and eat more protein. And the byproduct of that is like, wait, but I feel better. And so sometimes we are like, I've got to put together the action plan and we've got to keep assessing, am I meeting the mark? So when we dive into SMART goals, we'll talk about this a little bit more, okay? So we got to break the goal into smaller tasks. And for me, with my physical body, it was pretty easy. I'm like, okay, I need a gym membership if I'm going to go to the gym. I need an action plan, i.e. a fitness workout. So it's very similar. I use the fitness thing a lot when you're really looking at this, because if you take it out of context, sometimes that helps you not overthink this. And step 7, I put the and. Okay, and step 7 is to go take the first step today, not tomorrow. Today, Gina. Today. Like, literally. Okay? So if you're in VIP Club, we get to be together in about an hour, less than an hour. We're going to break this down a little bit more. Once you have committed to something and you've broken it down, you don't go tomorrow and tomorrow. Okay, now let's do a little bit of part on SMART exercise. If you guys want to know how to make this a SMART goal, we just showed on the screen SMART, but we didn't talk about it yet. If you want to learn how to decide, is this a SMART goal? Because it may not be a SMART goal. SMART goals are very specific. So you can type in the comments below. What exactly do you want to achieve? So ask yourself with this goal that you kind of started like, you brain dumped all these things and you've got this kind of outline and you can go back through it, reverse engineer it, and do it in whatever direction you want. Is it specific? Remember I just shared my weight loss thing. I wanted to get down to 140, very specific. Funny thing is, through taking action, I'm like, maybe my goal is not my exact goal or what I thought, but don't overthink it. Through action, through learning and doing whatever system you're following, whatever action plan you put out there, you apply experience, you apply your perspective, you start to learn things, and then you can edit as you need to. You don't know what not to do. You don't know what you're not going after until you start going after some stuff, right? So next, measurable. How will you know if you've achieved this goal? Now, VIP Club, we are going to dive in depth in these over the month of December. How will you know when you have achieved the goal? If you're a network marketer and it's a VP rank, it's very specific. You have to do $40,000 in a month for 2 months in a row or 3 months in a row or whatever it is. How are you going to know if you achieved the mark? Achievable is the A. Is it realistic with the time and resources you guys have? Comment below where you guys are at with these things. Sometimes we think it's a goal, but it's not specific. It's not measurable. It's not really achievable in the time. It's not realistic to achieve the goal with the time and resources we have. So it's not a SMART goal. Does that make sense? I like SMART goals. I like things that are measurable, things that are achievable. I like things that are specific, and I like things that are relevant. We talked about this in the 7 steps. Does it matter to you and why? Does your goal matter? If your goal matters, give me an my goal matters in the comments below, because sometimes, once again, it doesn't matter to you and you're acting like it does. Last, time bound, what is your deadline? What is your deadline? How am I going to be able to check in with you in the club and say, have we achieved the goal? Is it specific? How do we know? Is it measurable? How do we know? Is it achievable? How do we know? Is it relevant? How do we know? And is it time bound? Let's talk about this more in the club. For today, I want you to take a moment. I want you to refine one of your goals using these criteria. Go back, ask yourself, okay, get practical with your newly refined goal, break it down. Ask yourself, is it a SMART goal? Does it matter? If it does, our next steps together, and we'll do this in our club, in our VIP club, is to really start breaking it down into 3 to 5 tasks needed to move this goal forward. It's very freeing. We're going to talk about what to do in the next 24 hours. How would it feel, you guys, to have a clear path forward? Having a clear path is such a powerful thing. Now, today inside of our free training for Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central, every Tuesday inside of our social sales school, also streaming onto my business page and in YouTube and LinkedIn today. So hey, if you're there. We talked about goals. We talked about goal setting. We talked about, through our brain jumping exercise, we brain dumped some goals that you've kind of had floating around in your head so that we can go from an ambition and an idea into action. I gave you 7 steps to goal setting to turn your dreams into real results. And then we dove in even deeper with a mini lesson on SMART goals. We talked about taking the SMART goals as our next step and getting practical, refining the goal, and then breaking it down into 3 to 5 tasks that we can do to move this goal forward and highlight one task we can do in the next 24 hours. Now, that's a lot in 30 minutes. So if it would feel good to be able to have support doing this, imagine doing it consistently. Imagine doing it with personalized guidance, with tools, and a community around you. That's what we're going to be doing in the VIP club. Okay? So my VIP club is all about taking the learning that we're learning, putting it into action, breaking it down even more, having the support as you go through it. We do it on Zoom, Tuesdays at 12:15 Central. We record these sessions. We are in a private community. So if you are not yet in our clubs, okay, in VIP Club, what I do with you is monthly training focused on different topics. Depending on where you're at in your business, one of the things that I love to do in VIP Club is provide you not just with the off-social community, but also with the teaching that built my entire business. My weekly show and sell system, virtual events, my content strategy, daily method of success, and things like the goal setting workshop. From the very beginning of my time in network marketing, I then applied it to my home care agency. I then applied it to coaching and course creating and teaching and training. Having a specific goal has always been the foundation for me, okay? So the best part, the systems that we teach inside of VIP Club, we also have 2 more clubs that are inside of our social sales school. We have on-the-go access, we have on-the-go trainings, and we also have live new support and new trainings, step-by-step resources. You guys can dive in anytime. Now, our special topic of the month in VIP Club is goal setting with some bonus sales and marketing psychology. Comment below if going into goal setting in depth, having support, and then even learning some sales and marketing psychology would benefit you in your business, because that's what this month is all about. Cutting through the noise and giving you guys the tools to finish strong in December and really set the stage for your best year ever. Inside of Social Sales School, you also get our Theme Up Club for those of you who love content, you love seasonal, you love themed things. We have a Theme Up Club that provides you with all of that content. And we also have an Action Takers Club to help support you in moving forward. You get all of this. It is one price. It is still on a special. We had a bonus yesterday, but if you missed it, would you please drop in the comments below club, C-L-U-B. We'll drop you the club details. There's 3 different clubs in Social Sales School. We will take the guesswork out of your business and make real progress together. At the time of this video, Tuesday, December 3rd, y'all have a special that's ending like in a minute, okay? So you might be watching this on replay. Drop club below to get the details. If you were at Summit, you know what the details are. There is a bonus that has dropped off, but our pricing is available for you guys to come work with us. We are delivering some of the key basics, your foundations, to help you move from stuck into action, okay? So if you guys have any questions, please reach out. Thank you so much for training with me today. Imagine getting those goals on paper, having a simple system, a proven path, and actually going to do the things to achieve the goals with the support that you guys need to stay consistent. Thank you for joining me today. Who got on here? Woo woo, Kanetra's here. She's in VIP Club. The difference between a goal and a dream. And we can talk about this more. A goal and a dream, okay? A big difference is you write it down, you set an action plan, and you go do the tasks to make it happen, right? That's one of the big differences. Let's talk more inside of VIP Club. I will see you guys there. Knethra, you'll have to roll back onto the footage and pull the notes. I did drop it up there for you, but real quick, number 6, make an action plan. That's going to be one of our key things, okay? All right, I'll see you guys inside of VIP Club 12:15 Central, and if you are not yet in Social Sales School and our private clubs, drop club below. We will send you over the details. Okay, bye for now.